Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is December 13th, 2025, and this is a quick look at Netflix again. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. Also in this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about options because I'm looking at how I'm going to try to start making a little bit of money around Netflix and setting up building my position that I want to build at this time and all. I usually I'm not that aggressive until it gets down to my buy zone and all. I've actually just purchasing stocks outright, other than the few shares that I purchased already, just to keep my eye on it and go ahead and pay a little bit more attention to it, get it on my radar and all. But that's that. But let's just go ahead and first of all, let's take a quick look at the charts. Then I'm going to take a quick look at the whole option chain thing and the strategies that I'm looking at actually maybe buying and making some money around Netflix at this time. And just give you an idea of what I'm doing. All right, first of all, let's take a quick at this monthly chart. We're still red. One of the things is on this monthly chart that I really want to highlight here. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit like this is we came down to a support 3 level. When we come down to a support 3 level, usually it's my oh my God, it's time to start getting into this thing. It's ready to go. You know, that's just me. And I'll definitely look for support 3 level. So that's what happened, and that's why again I'm looking at, okay, I can start doing a little something based on the way I trade and my strategies and stuff. I can start doing a little something around here. I don't have to be that aggressive at this time because again, it's not quite down to where I think it can go, although it may not go there. This whole green candle over here might be it might be just enough demand still that was there to keep this thing from dropping all the way down here to my buy zone. So that can be happening, you know, right now. It just came to a support 3, and we may not see the low has been made, and this thing may start reversing back to the upside. You know, you start getting into that whole fear of missing out, you know, you know. But again, me, I just don't get that aggressive and all at the time, and I just start trying to do something, you know. So that's what I see, you know, on that monthly chart. On this weekly chart, what I'm looking at here, I'm gonna zoom in. It's nothing really happening that much on the weekly chart, and all. It only came down, came a little bit past a support 2 level, and all. Didn't come where nowhere. The stars didn't completely align. You know, the support 3 level is way down here, and my buy level is way down here, and support 3 level is way down here. So nothing really, you know, that exciting here on the weekly chart. Other than that, we are getting some buying pressure here with this tail happening here, and this week and stuff. But we still have a red candle. So again, nothing to get me too super aggressive. But now let's go ahead and go down to this daily chart and all, and let me zoom in a little bit there on this day. And one other thing that I'm kind of looking at here, we had this first leg. I'm calling this a whole leg. We had a leg down here, then we pulled back up. We had a leg down here, then we pulled back up. Then we had a long leg down here, and we might be beginning to pull back up. So again, Elliott Wave guys, what do you guys think? Do you think there's a couple more legs left, and this was just our third leg right here, and all? The long leg, the third leg is usually the long leg, and still might be a couple more legs left. And that's kind of how I'm kind of leaning, because that gives me, if we got a couple more legs left, we definitely probably would get down here in my buy zone. So that's why, again, at this time, I'm not being super aggressive and all, but I do want to start participating and start building some cash to buy, you know, the number of shares that I want to buy of Netflix and all. You know, I can start making some money now on Netflix and all, and see how it goes. Now let me zoom in here where you can see the other little thing that I'm looking at here on Netflix on this daily chart, all the way over here on the left. And all the other thing that happened this week, you know, is that we got a bullish harami right there. And we didn't quite get confirmation with that red candle there, so that's not that. So, but let me zoom on in here a little bit bigger where you can see, and I probably should just right. And let me just, yeah, that should be big enough, and all. But like I said, a bullish Harami in the right location and all, but not confirmation and all. And we may get above our pivot line here next week. If we open above pivot, stay above pivot, and I will be looking for us to go higher. So that's another reason why, again, I can start getting bullish, but not super aggressive bullish, and I'm not really interested in really going ahead and buying half of my position at this time. But I can start doing strategies that may get me in half of my position at this time if I decide to do that and decide not to roll these option plays that I'm going to do. So right now, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the options. I kind of show you the option strategy that I'm thinking about doing, which is put selling or put spread selling. Kind of tell me which way you think I should go, sell a put or sell a put spread. But let's take a quick look, and I'll kind of explain to you what I'm looking at and all. I'm going to go ahead and throw this up. First of all, selling puts or selling put spreads. Selling a put requires usually more cash, and all the way I'm doing it, it definitely requires more cash than the strategy that I'll be doing. But when I do sell a put, I like selling it a couple of weeks out. Right now it's about 13 days from expiration and all. I usually like doing it at around when I'm doing it this particular trade, and I like doing it at around a 30 delta, and I'm only going to be doing one contract because, again, I'm not looking to be super aggressive in trying to get my full position at this time. I only, if it goes bad, I can decide to roll, or I can decide to take the stock at the time because it is below $100, but I still think it can go actually lower. So right now, not super aggressive and all, but I want to start participating in it and keeping my eye on it a little bit closer. Because selling this put and all I'm going to collect on it is $110 minus commission, whatever that may be. Maximum. It's not a maximum. I don't look at that really as a maximum loss, but what the position will actually cost me, is $9,100. You have to subtract from the strike that I'm selling, subtract $110 from that. That's what it'll cost me, and that's the cash that's going to be required in your account. Well, the full $9,200 is what's going to be required in your account in order to place this trade. And that's the thing when it comes to selling puts. It takes a lot of capital in order to do it. And that's why at times you also want to be able to look at, okay, let's just do a put spread. It usually requires less capital and all, and it might be a better trade at this time. So doing a put spread, selling a put spread, I would do the same. I'll try to do it somewhat similar, where it's 2 weeks out. If you can see that yellow, I should change that color to black. I like going out a little further out, again, doing a spread, because I think a spread, although it's defined risk, it's a little bit more risky because of the number of contracts that I'm doing. I'll be doing 10 contracts. I'll be doing it 5 wide and all. It would take the buying power effect for a cash account is about $5,000, and that $5,000 really is minus the credit that you actually receive, which is only like 50 cents and all, but that equates to $500. So again, the maximum loss on that trade, and it is really almost a loss when you start doing spread trades, unless you unwind it and you got the money to actually buy 1,000 contracts, because 1,000 shares, because 10 contracts represents 1,000 shares. And if your account can support that and you really don't mind buying this thing at the strike that you actually sold, that might be okay for you and all. But the maximum loss, if you don't have that, you have to start now. I got to roll it out, roll it down. You got to start doing all that kind of stuff if you're not willing to do, take on the shares and all. But that's it. That's the two things. And I'm also, let's take a quick look at the option change to show you where I'm actually getting these numbers from so you can understand that. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and maximize this daily chart. And I see something, and I'm going to auto do that. And we're going to bring up the option chain. And what I'm going to look at, also want to look at here, I'm going to squeeze this up a little bit, and it's going to show you a couple of little things here. The thing is, it's really just based on the delta where I'm actually selling. First of all, 2 weeks out, it's going to be 13 days from expiration. 0.3 delta, you got a 0.29 delta, so that's where I'm looking at. In order to selling one, you're going to be on the bid. On this particular platform, I'll do that. Right click, bring up sell, single, Single, it's it says $1.16, whatever. If I do a confirm and send, you see the maximum loss on. Oh, I'm in my margin account, and I'm not in their cash account, and all. So in the margin account, it's only $1,600. They say maximum loss is, and all. Oh, I did a buy and not a sell. Let me edit this. It's supposed to be a sell, not a buy. I should have saw that when I saw this green pop up there, and it should be one contract, not 10 contracts. I do that, and now let's do this. Boom. There we go. That looks better. $110 minus the and let's always verify what you're doing. It's 92 strike, and all $110, so $1.10, so $110 minus that. Again, the maximum buying. Again, I'm still in the margin account, so that's what you're looking at. In a cash account, this would be the number right here, and all that you would be looking at and stuff. So, and again, the maximum credit is about $110. You know, you see the numbers right there. But I'm not going to do that, and I just want to show you what it actually looks like in the account and how you actually go about putting on the trade itself. No trade recommendation, but just trying to go through the details. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Now, the other thing that I said I would do is do a put spread. Put spread, though, I would drop down to a lower delta. Is what I do. It's just me, based on the way I do these things, and all. I like going down to a 20 delta, and all. And since I'm doing more contracts, and all, that's the other reason I do that. And I do it a little wide. I don't mind risking about half the money that I normally would be risking. You know, although it's not going to go to 50%. It's not going to go. I don't expect it to go to 0, but that's what I do, and all. And we're going to be doing a vertical, the same as a spread. So I go click there, and I'm doing it 10 wide. That means not 10 wide. I'm used to doing another thing. I'm only doing it 5 wide. So I have to go down to an 85 on this one that I buy back, and that gives it 5 wide. That credit is 50 cents still, showing like what I had showed you earlier. Like I say, I'll be doing 10 contracts and all. And if I do a confirm and send, you can see now here, the maximum profit is that $500 that I was showing you. The maximum loss is that $4,500 that I was showing you. And the thing is, that's the trade, but I can decide, you know, once this thing starts going, I can take 50% of that if I really want to, once it gets there. Or if I go to expiration and all and everything looks good, the maximum that I would make on this trade is just $500 and all. And that's again, and like I said, I'm still in the margin account. These numbers are just that. It's different than when you are. So now this is something I didn't notice before. You know, this is a margin account. In this margin account, my buying power effect is $4,500. You know, selling that naked put, it was only $1,000 in my margin account. But I'm actually doing this trade in a cash account, you know, when it comes down to it. And in a cash account also, even in a margin account, if this trade went bad on me, I would have to have that night. Well, no, in the margin account, they give you margin, you know, so it really wouldn't cost you that much. So now looking at it, it looks like taking a little $100 and all is actually costing you less to do that trade than to do this trade. You know, that's just something that I just noticed, really just putting this on and looking at the numbers that way. But that's that, and that's what I really want to show you. And and it kind of lets you see how it matches up. That 92 came from right here, and all this is this week's low. It matches up with this week's low, which was kind of neat that actually happened. And 90 is kind of down here around this week's support 2 line. But again, it's point through delta. I'm looking at the deltas. I'm really not looking at these levels. I'm looking at the delta more so than I'm looking at these levels and all. And that's pretty much it. That's what I'm looking at here on Netflix, on actually doing a trade and seeing how it works out. There's been a lot of news on Netflix too. I'm a Netflix subscriber. So, and they sent us out an email, you know, probably a couple of weeks or so ago, and all saying the deal was done with Warner Brothers. But then as you start reading all this, that Paramount is also trying to make a bid on it, and all. So I don't know how much of that is just noise, and the Netflix Warner Brother deal is done, and I'm looking at that as being a good thing. to have more, content for its subscribers, and might attract even more subscribers to make Netflix an even bigger company out there and maybe value a little bit bigger. So again, I'm still looking at Netflix as being a good buy for me, and I'm still looking at Netflix to be at twice this price, well, the $95, $90, wherever I get in at, within a couple of years to 5 years, and that's pretty much it. And that's all I really have to share at this time. That's how I'm still looking at Netflix. I'm still, and come next week, I will be doing selling a put or doing a put spread. Not really sure exactly what. Tell me what you think that I should probably do, or what you do, or if you would stay completely away from Netflix based on all the news and the noise that are out there at this time, and that's okay too. But this is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.